Derek, I know it's good to win even though you don't have the perfect game plan, but the struggles in the red zone, you talked about last week about how it's about you getting your timing down with your teammates.
Yeah.
Is that something that just eventually kicks in, or time on task situation, or what?
Well, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. We had a few opportunities for sure. Not to get into all of them, but you saw them. We had a few opportunities, on missed throw. We had one in the back of the end zone we almost had. That's a tough play. We had another one where I was expecting him to look, and he, just timing of things. And there's so much that we have to clean up, but it feels so good to clean it up when you win. Like I said outside, like we're 2-0, and I don't think that we've played at the level that we're all expecting to play at yet, but we're going to keep striving. We're going to keep working and make those corrections, but it feels good to do it with a win for sure.
Derek, Dennis talked about the inconsistencies in the passing game. What do you attribute that to, and how do you, finally get clicking with this offense?
Yeah, that's my fault. It's my fault. I'll get it fixed. I'll get it corrected. I've had moments where it's a little tougher of a road, and I've had moments where we get it back together and we're clicking. This is our second game together, and that's I'm glad we win because I can say that, because it is our second game together, and we still won the game, right? And we're going to continue to get better. We're going to continue to find that timing. I learned things about my receivers and everybody today that, okay, I got it. He sees it that way, and now okay. And I was pissed, and I moved on, and thankfully our defense kept us in it. So when we came back in the second half and we started clicking, we started hitting big plays, we could pull away and try and win the thing.
How nice is it to have that defense to lean on in this early part of the season? I think a couple people said that was part of the reason you wanted to come here.
Yes, that's a very big part of the reason. Any team that I talked to was a team with a defense. And when I played these guys, I knew DA. I know what it's like and how difficult it is, and all I want to do is win. And so I was like, shoot, if I can go there and have a day like today, didn't play my best in the first half, come back, play good in the second half, and win a game. Like I didn't have to be perfect for 4 quarters, and we won. Like that is awesome. I don't like that. Still, we won, but it's still sick because I should have played better. I can help the offense more. I can do. You sit back and I'm already analyzing it, right? But to have that defense to hold us, keep us in there until we got clicking in the second half, it helped us. It helped us win the football game.
What happened on that interception? What did you see?
I saw him coming down. I saw Chris going behind him, and when I saw him step down, I didn't even. It was a terrible read. I knew he didn't have anything affecting him. I should have known he was going to get back there. I saw Chris. I threw it. As soon as I threw it, I was like, "You idiot!" It was terrible. It was my fault all the way.
And when you say, obviously getting familiar, timing with receivers, figuring out, is there anything in particular on your part that stood out that you wanted to do better tonight?
Yeah, I think in the first half I was just too quick. I was playing way too quick. I had to, in the second half I was like, I just got to slow it down. I told Pete and I told RC, told Diaz, I got you, trust me. Like I'm going to be much better in the second half. We're going to win this game. And, because I want them to feel that confidence from me too. Like, hey, I know what I'm doing. It was not my best half of football at all. But we still went into halftime with the lead, which is great. That is a great feeling as a quarterback that you can go out there and play better and hopefully go finish the thing and get a win.
How did you guys have to change your offense when you lose another running back and then you have to kind of reshuffle the pieces with Taysom in the backfield sometimes?
Yeah.
And Tony Jones Jr. getting a lot of carries.
Pete does a great job, and our coaching staff does a great job of making sure we're prepared just in case stuff happens. And they had a plan that Taysom would be ready just in case something happened. And Taysom went in there and did his thing, and we put him at running back, like you said, a couple times, and and it's unbelievable what he's able to do. He went 1 for 1. He ran the ball. He ran a route. It's really unbelievable. He's an amazing football player, and it's a luxury to have someone that can do all those things for us.
One thing that did work for the passing game was when you decided to let Chris, Mike, and Rashid go up and get one. They all came down with it, especially the tough one that Chris made and the one that Mike came down his back.
Yeah.
How much trust have you quickly developed in throwing one up and letting those guys win one?
Yeah, so much trust. In the first half, there was, like I said, I was so quick on some things, and there were some things I could have done better to help them get the ball more in their hands and things like that. And in the second half, it was really nice. No one would know at the naked eye, but like we corrected those things. I slowed down, got them the ball a little bit more, and I've always had trust in them. Just because the first half didn't go, that's my fault. But those guys have been making plays. You guys have seen it all camp. In the off season. I have my brothers and my friends sending me tweets because they don't live in New Orleans. Like another deep ball to Chris Olave. You guys tweeting them out, and so they've been doing it, and so my trust in them is at an all-time high, especially when they're doing it against our defense, right? I think that's the most impressive part.
This is the only Olave but he said that was a big thing he wanted to improve on from the offseason. I mean, you see how much that's paid dividends. I mean, just the physicality of coming down.
Oh yeah, his mentality is unbelievable. I think I've said that to you guys. Like, love the talent. You guys see the talent. Again, this is all I know is this, Chris. And his mentality is he just wants to be better, and just like we all do. And so we have all the right mindsets, and seeing that in him has been a really beautiful thing.
There was a video of you spending a minute with Bryce after the game. What was your message to him?
Well, I just God bless and here for you. Rooting for you. He's going to be a great player. I love watching him. My kids loved watching him last year when he was at Alabama. Heard him run around the house. Bryce Young throws the ball. They just love football, so they pretend to be everybody. And I'm okay with that because Bryce is a good guy. But now that we're rivals, I may have to tell him to chill out a little bit.
Usually teams break down seasons in quarters, but to be 2-0 after two tough games, what does that mean for this team going forward? Not to be behind the 8 ball or be 1-1, just those first couple of wins out the back.
Every win matters. We'll see at the end of this thing. We'll see. They all matter, and so especially a division opponent, NFC opponent. Getting that win is huge. For us, and that's why we play the game, is to win. So, however this thing looks at the end, hopefully it'll be cleaner. Hopefully it'll be better on my part and on our part. But we're all in here just to win, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
NFL films, we come out with any more viral clips you say something to Shaheed before you hit him in the fourth quarter at a bomb?
I wasn't Mike, so unless he was or somebody around us, nobody was Mike. Yeah, they be hiding microphones everywhere. We talked about some things, but I don't think there'll be any videos.
What did you say? Was it kind of a similar type deal on that? Was that a double move? I saw you pump on that.
Yeah, it was a double move. Yeah, they had been playing aggressive, and Pete took his time with that shot. He knew that we had a few other completions that he liked, and we were able to hit those, and then that one just presented itself, in that moment. And again, he's so fast, man. I ripped that thing, and he just tracked it down like it was nothing, And it's unbelievable football player, because y'all saw last week just the speed, right, the go route. Today he runs the double move. I've been saying he can run the routes, and he's a good receiver. But that threat to run by, especially a fast corner, one of the fastest corners in our league, he's a really good player. It says a lot about Rashid, and having that weapon is awesome for our offense and for me.
There was a moment that was on the broadcast around your kind of response to Bryce Young and just how hard it is to play quarterback and maybe some of the reception around him. How hard is it to do what it is that Bryce Young went out there and did tonight?
Well, any quarterback that stepped out there this week it's the hardest thing to do in all sports, Except Deion said hitting a baseball, which I might agree with. But playing quarterback, is difficult, and so especially at a young age, I'm sure he learned a lot of things today, but hopefully he learned a lot from me. Don't throw that ball, when the safety's there, But I just think the world of him, and I think he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's going to work hard, and he's got great people around him in this organization. From the owner, the general manager, the coaching staff that's in that room with him on both sides of the ball. He's going to get loved up. He's going to get positivity every day, and he's going to get corrected in the right way.
When it counts, or count on the defense to be able to hold up their end late in the game.
Yeah, and hopefully we, as an offense, can show that they can trust us at the end to put it away, And we've been able to do that early on, and we're building trust. We're building a lot of things as a team. The trust has always been there with this defense. That's a given. They're unbelievable. The trust, with myself and with the receivers as we continue to grow, I've always had trust in them that you get one-on-one when the game's online. I'm coming to you. It's your moment to go be on SportsCenter, and they continue to show up and they continue to make those plays. And like I said, hopefully we can continue to prove to our defense that hey, when the game is on the line, no matter what, we can help put it away and be able to do those things. And so far we've been able to do that.
You mentioned earlier this week about feeling confident that that the protection would take a step forward.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that tonight, how those steps went?
Well, I thought we did some things really well, and there's some things, again, we need to fix. There is. And it's not something that is easily fixed overnight, but with repetition and with time on task and experience. And so we'll go back and look at it, obviously, and be hard on ourselves, right? That's the best thing to do after a win is be even harder on yourself to, okay, how can I take what I did in that game and do better in practice? How do I make Wednesday better? How do I make it better from what I learned? And as long as we continue to preach that and have that mindset, I think we'll continue to get better at it. But there are some things that are better, obviously things we need to clean up in certain big moments. But when we needed them, they were there for us, so they did a great job.